So this review has been long overdue. I finally got to watch this movie finally after some delays, and finally got to watch Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Very happy. I was pleasantly surprised by it. You also might be wondering why I'm doing this review on YouTube and not on Patreon. It's because, well, the movie's been out for a while, and I figured, it's really hard to do exclusive content when it's already out there, instead of just doing it just reviewing the movie out there. So I was just like, for this time, because the movie's already been out and people have talked about it, and now I can really talk about spoilers and whatnot and give them like full thoughts on it. I was like, I will put it here on YouTube. I'll just do the whole shebang here on YouTube. So what did I think of Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings? I really liked it. Of the Marvel movies I have seen so far, we've still got one more, Spider-Man Far From Home. This is probably my favorite of the Marvel movies. I think it's like I've been saying, one of the major things with Marvel is that if they're gonna survive going forward post-Endgame is to really change and become something new. Like, they really need to grow and evolve. Obviously, with WandaVision, we have all the Marvel TV shows, and we're kind of moving further and further into, like, a new phase of a bold new era of Marvel. And Eternals proved that, and this proved it too. This was a great film. Was it perfect? I wouldn't say it's absolutely perfect. But I will say it's definitely this is definitely a damn good film. First off, let me talk about the fight choreography. The fight choreography in here is awesome. There is whenever there's a close-up fight between characters, like Shang fighting other characters in the bus scene and all of that, those fights are so well choreographed. That's what I really wanted from this movie, was well put together fights. I saw it in the trailer and I was like, these look really good, but trailer editing might make it look like it may be jump cutty in the actual movie, but thank God it wasn't. The bus fight, the fight on the side of the building, all of the fights in here are some of the best Marvel fighting in a Marvel movie I've seen in a long time. Obviously, the character is a martial artist. You've got to have some really good... If the fight sucked, this whole thing would have collapsed. I will say that everyone here is really good. Everyone in here is very well done. I forget the actor's name, but I will say Awkwafina as Katie is... She's a little annoying at first. I'm not gonna lie. She didn't need to be here, at first. And then, the character grew on me later on. But I feel like her character arc just kind of ended. It just got there, and I was like, alright, I guess we needed to finish her character arc, but alright. Another thing, and I guess I'll just talk about the dislikes first, just to really change it up. The other thing I didn't like in this film was the return of, some of the humor. Actually, let's talk about the humor. A lot of the humor in here is your typical Marvel movie humor, and this was my problem with Eternals as well, and some of the places in Black Widow where these movies just have this... there's a formula now, it's where you have to break the tension with a joke, and I hate that. It's starting to get really annoying. I know I'm not the only one annoyed by this, but it's there's a scene in here that's a really deep and emotional moment, and then they cut away to a joke, and they do that 2 more times in here, and it's really starting to annoy me. I saw it, I think the most egregious one was Doctor Strange. Here, there are emotional moments that are not cut away from jokes, but there are just some moments in here where it's that's a really gripping moment, but then a joke happens. I do think the one that was most egregious of this was Doctor Strange. So, thankfully, but that doesn't happen all the time, and there are some great emotional moments. The character Mandarin, or as he's known as Wenwu, he's probably one of the best Marvel villains. Well, he's not even really the villain here, he's more like the antagonist. Although, yeah, he was the head of a major terrorist organization. He's probably the best character in this film. He's probably Shang is obviously the best, but he's the number 2 here. he's a very complex character because yeah, he's still a terrible person, but he did all this in the name of his family. And he actually reminded me a lot of Dracula from Castlevania. Like, there's a few there's one moment in here where I was just thinking of that scene in season 2 of Castlevania where Dracula's just beating down Alucard and he's just like, I'm killing our boy. There's like a moment right there he's like, I'm killing our boy. He just, yeah, he's this ruthless human being, but like he's doing it all in the name of love. And he's also like he's just powerful, but he doesn't need to he showcase his power every second. He just walks into a room and just commands power. So he's I wish we got more of him in other Marvel movies, but sadly that character dies in here. But Xialing is going to be really cool leading the Ten Rings. It's been like several months. I can spoil whatever the fuck in here. Wenwu and Shang-Chi have really great a very great father-son dynamic. I also really liked the stuff with Michelle Yeoh, and her fight sequences are really damn good. I will say that again, some of the humor just kind of bogs down. And why is Trevor here? I was kind of hoping they would address the whole thing with the Mandarin from Iron Man 3, but here he's just a joke. Like, he's just the joke the joke sidekick. But I was like, we already have Katie. Why do we need you? I would have been fine if they just showcased like him getting brutally murdering. Like, when Wu killed him and tells that story. We didn't need Ben Kingsley. I actually did a podcast with a friend of mine, and I came up and we basically ad-libbed and the whole thing of these podcasts called delayed replay on Anchor, where basically all the movies we had to ad-lib a review. Like, the podcast is not so much a movie review, but more like a fake movie review, and we ad-lib and, make up the movie. Like, we make up the movie, and I came up with the idea of, you see the fake Mandarin, being, wrapped in a torture chamber that's, killing him and not at the same time. Like, he's existing in and out of reality, and it's ripping his atoms apart over and over again. I was kind of hoping for something like that, but nope, he's just here to do jokes, and we forget about him half the time. Yeah. Oh well. A lot of the other stuff was really fun. The Dweller in Darkness. It's when him and the Great Protector are fighting, it's just a great moments where it's just a straight up kaiju fight, and I'm like, it makes my monkey brain all happy. Seeing giant monsters fight on screen, it makes my monkey brain all happy. But all really cool. I'm really looking forward to see what they do with Xialing with the Ten Rings. And I'm gonna call it right now. I know I've been so wrong in the past about other theories, but I think the next character they're gonna introduce is Fin Fang Foom. I think Fin Fang Foom is going to be the next villain of the film. I know, another Iron Man villain who isn't being used for an Iron Man movie, but I think because, for those who don't know, the Makluan are a race of alien dragons, and which Fin Fang Foom is a part of, and he's the one who created the rings. So I think, because they leave it off as that it's leaving off a beacon somewhere in deep space with the rings that Shang-Chi now has, and I think they're building up to the Makluan, and Fin Fang Foom is probably going to be the villain for the next film, because he's the one who forged the rings in the comics. So maybe they'll carry that in here. All in all, really fun. Cool to see Abomination. Although I'm wondering what his role now is, especially how they treat him in the movie with in She-Hulk. So curious about that. But yeah, this is, like I said, this has probably been my favorite Marvel movie of the year. We still got one more before I can fully pass judgment. So let's see if Spider-Man No Way Home can blow this out of the water. So anyway, But you guys tell me in the comments below, what did you guys think of Shang-Chi and Legend of the Ten Rings? Are you guys excited? Did you guys like it? Did you guys hate it? Autofocus finally strikes. Just comment below, let me know. If you haven't already, hit the link below to my Patreon. I was going to put that there, but I was like, you know what, the movie's been out for a few months. I'll just put it on here instead. Anyway, but once again, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.